Morning. Morning.
UPS next day air. Getting it there every business morning.
Getting it there.
WPIX, New York.
Why do you, Huckleberry? What are you doing with an umbrella?
It's a Citibank Yankee umbrella.
Yeah, but this is Florida. It never rains here. What are you looking for, a rain check? Oh, it is a beauty, though.
Sure is, and here's how to get one. Any fan who comes out to the stadium on Sunday, May 5th for the Kansas City Royals game gets one free. Tickets for Citibank Yankee Umbrella Day and all Yankee home games are on sale at the stadium's advanced ticket window or at Tri-State Ticket World outlets.
Still, it's silly to carry an umbrella down here.
Not during batting practice.
Imagine one man hitting better than .340, driving in more than 100 runs, getting more than 200 hits, 20 home runs, and 40 doubles, all in a single season. Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, and Roger Maris never did it. But Don Mattingly did, and last year became only the third person in Yankee history to do it. Oh, you may have heard of the other two guys, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Yankee Baseball. Catch it on Channel 11.
Well, we move now to the bottom of the 5th inning here at the stadium. Yankees are trailing the Red Sox by a score of 3-0. Dennis Oil Can Boyd has limited the Yankees to but one base hit. A leadoff single by Bobby Meacham in the 3rd inning. He has struck out 3. He's walked 2. He beat the Yankees, of course, you remember, on opening day, going 7 innings, giving up 2 runs in that ball game, and 5 base hits, as the Red Sox won the opener by a score of 9-2. And right near, he is staked to a 3-0 lead, and Mike Pagliarulo will lead it off for the New York Yankees. Phil?
All right, Spence. Pags walked his first time up. Wind blowing around down there, bothering the hitters a little bit. Strike one. Ball dipped down. That weathermen, I should say, really been off as usual. We're supposed to have 3 beautiful days in a row.
We had a nice day today.
Yeah, but it never got over 60. And that's cold. Oh, I tell you that. He is fooling the Yankee hitters. Very few good swings they've had at Oil Can. Look for one pitch, he throws him a different one.
And he's got a lot of them, and that big motion, the overhand throw, and there you see Pagliarulo a little bit fooled.
Oh, that one he creams. He's going to have to hustle because Evans got a great arm, but a little offline, and Pags has a double. Oh, he got around on that, didn't he?
Got around on it, but when he rounded first, and knowing who the man is out in right field, Dwight Evans, you had to wonder, because Evans can throw the ball, and the ball took a good bounce off the wall for him. He played it like he plays here every day. But the throw is a little bit off the line, down the line, toward third base, and Pagliarulo is in there sliding with a double. Nice play by Evans, though, off that wall.
Yep. Seemed to turn the wrong way. My Brooklyn ease came out on me on that. Toyne.
He toyed.
Yeah. And Weiniger takes the strike. Butch bounced to first his first time up. Oh, there's that Scroogey down and away. 0-2. Boy, he's got great motion on his pitches.
Motion can throw the batter off.
Yes, more than anything else. Big curve, a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now watch him as he goes to the stretch, Bill. He does something that a lot of young pitchers do not do. He varies the time that he stays there, which is very important. Can throw the batter off.
Oh, did he get enough? Yes, he did.
No, he
wait a minute, he caught it. Holy cow. I don't believe it.
Evans deep in the corner, and we were screened out by the fans down the right field line. But a good catch by Dwight Evans. Pagliarulo didn't know he caught it, and Gene Michael had to chase him back to second base as you watch Evans go deep into the corner, just like in the last play. Looks like he's played here all his life. Nonchalantly makes the play, And then when he throws it back in the second, Pagliarulo gets back there in time. Good play by Dwight Evans.
Evans might be complaining about some of the fans throwing things at him as he was going to field that ball. The first base umpire now, and Evans is pointing to the guy who did it. That is not cricket.
Dwight Evans is not a tough guy to get along with. He's not a guy who's going to just open up his mouth just to hear himself speak.
No. Well, some of the men in blue are down there, and they're going to take care of whoever it was. That is not a very sportsmanlike thing to do.
It was one person, but nevertheless, that fan was interfering with the progress of the game. Never a dull moment, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Scooter.
Unbelievable, though. There have been 3 balls at least hit by the Yankees I thought were going to go, and they've all been caught. Let's look and see if we can see.
Well, nothing came flying out of the stands.
I didn't see anybody. Bobby Meacham bunts.
Beauty.
And it's a dandy. They'll never get him. Holy cow, that ball had backspin. Beautiful bunt. First and third for the Yankees.
Ball died about 10 feet from the plate. Boyd quickly off the mound. Made a play out of it, but no chance. So you see it with the backspin. It just dies there. Boyd finally gets to it. But Meacham has himself a bunt single, and the Yankees have runners at the corners with 1 man out, and a moment for Ricky Henderson.
All right, he's been a little over anxious. He hasn't seen too much live pitching. He played some games in the Florida State League with the Fort Lauderdale Yankees, but very seldom have I seen him swing at the first pitch as he did both times at bat tonight. Usually takes a lot of pitches.
Well, you're a leadoff hitter and you have his speed. You want to take a lot of pitches.
All right, 1 away. Yanks trail 3-0. Ball 1. And now Gedman wants time. Little thing like a bunt can throw you off. You know, if Bill White was here, he'd be arguing with me. I said, good bunt, good play. He'd say, you're up there to drive the run in. If you bunt, you're leaving it up to the next guy. Those big sluggers, though, they never like the bunt anyway.
William can hit the ball.
Yep. Taped up ankle. Check swing, pop up. Oh, he didn't mean to swing. And Buckner makes the catch. He thought Gedman was there, kind of shied away, but made the play.
Should never be the play for the catcher.
No.
The infielder coming in has it much easier to catch a ball if you're coming toward it, as Buckner isn't. Look at Buckner. Makes a real good play. Flinched away a little bit.
Yep.
Gedman said, gee, I got to get out of here. Let me out of here. And Buckner makes the good play for the second out of the inning. Well, the Yankees still have runners at first and third, and now it's up to Willie Randolph.
Strike 1, Willie, who has walked and hit hard back to the box. Not an auspicious debut so far for Ricky Henderson. Hasn't hit the ball out of the infield. Now there's one hit well, but Evans is going to get this one. Unbelievable. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left at the end of 5. Red Sox 3 and the Yankees nothing.
It's a lonely kind of job, riding fences, but it's a job that's gotta be done. So you get it done right. And then you head for the mountains. Head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Brewed the natural way, so it's always as smooth as its name.
Head for Busch beer. Head for the mountain. Head for...
Got a whistle in you? Toyota will help you load up for less. Chrome front bumper, split bench seat, AM/FM stereo combo. Buy any of these 1985 Toyota trucks, and you can load up with over $1,000 worth of added features for only $399. So load up and save $659. Look for this sticker.
Now that's worth whistling about.
What a feeling. Toyota.
Climbing the ladder of success has its price, anxiety, stress. Clearly you need an Eastern Airlines vacation in Bermuda, where the air is scented with hibiscus, not traffic fumes. So only late hours you put in are spent dancing, and your one responsibility is to yourself. Even the price is easy on you, so call Eastern and spend a few days in therapy.
Bermuda now, $391 to $618, including hotel and airfare.
Number 29.
Well, Yankees make a pitching change as we move now to the top half of the 6th inning. I want to remind you can get tickets for Yankee home games at the Stadium Advanced Ticket window 7 days a week from 9 to 5 or by visiting any Tri-State Ticket World outlet. Call Ticket World toll free at 1-800-682-8080 for the location nearest you. You can also charge your Yankee tickets by calling the same toll-free number. That number again, 1-800-682-8080. So the left-hander Bob Shirley comes on. Pitched well in his last outing against the Cleveland Indians, helping Phil Niekro to come up with a victory. Shirley came on, pitched the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings of the Yankees' 5-2 win over the Indians. Gave up only one base hit, and Righetti came on to get the save. Joe Cowley goes the first 5 tonight. Gives up 4 base hits, walks 3, strikes out 3 runs. 2 of them were earned. As Cowley had trouble with his control, so right now the Yankees bringing on Shirley in hopes of staying close and possibly pecking away at Dennis Oil Can Boyd, who has limited them now to 3 base hits through the first 5. It is 3-0 in favor of the Red Sox, and Shirley will face Mike Easler, Tony Armas, and Bill Buckner. And here is Easler, who cracked a home run to right field in his last time up.
Ball 1. Actually, Cowley did not pitch a bad ball game, except for the fact he was not getting ahead of the hitters early, and it cost him a couple of runs. 2 balls, no strikes. They only got 4 hits off him, but they made him count. They picked up 3 runs. Big error. You were right, Spencer. That run was not earned. That was charged to Cowley in the 5th inning.
Got the last 2 men out.
Yep. Low 3-0. Shirley very seldom walks a man. Strike 1. Strike 2. He foul-tipped it into the glove. Grounder, but Meacham throws him out. Meacham has really improved.
He got there, covered the ground beautifully. As Easler hits to the opposite field. Bobby had to look for a second. Yeah, I got it.
He got it in the webbing of his glove. A lot of times you can't feel it there, so you got to look to make sure it's in there. Here's Tony Armas, singled and scored in the 2nd, popped to short in the 3rd. Ball 1. Top of the 6th, and the Red Sox lead 3-0. One and 1. Fastball tailing away. Raining in Chicago, Spencer, heading this way.
No, we're heading that way.
And Ricky Henderson moving in. 2 men out. The rain will be out of there by the time we get there, though.
We'll be there Friday night. Yankees against the White Sox. 3-game weekend series.
Bill Buckner has walked, bounced to second base. Ball one.
Yeah, we got a hockey score. Doesn't bode well for the Islanders. They're trailing the Flyers 3-1 in the second period.
That's out of play down the left side. 1-1. Breaking pitch.
Has tailed away from the hitter, Bill Buckner, and caught the outside corner. As we take a look right here, Buckner swings. Good pitch, though.
Yep, he was bailing out. Oh, man, Buckner looking for the curve, and he got the fastball. Buckner still arguing with the umpire. But 3 up and 3 down for Bob Shirley at the end of 5 1/2. Red Sox 3, Yankees nothing.
In 1982, Toyota introduced a standard bed truck for $59.98, and it was a winner. Now, 3 years later, Toyota introduces a new standard bed truck with a more efficient engine, with more horsepower, and a warranty that's twice as long as 1982 for $59.98. Who says you have to pay a high price for progress?
Now, direct from the future comes the Canon T70. The T70, sleeker to hold, simpler to handle. Controls are now touch button. Data now crystal clearly displayed. Film advance now built in. The Canon T70. Now you can capture computer perfect pictures with the touch of a button. The Canon T70. Touch the future now.
When the evening's gone too long and you're ready to unwind, you know where to find a friend. You know it's time now for 11 Alive. Together we can catch the stars. Together we're gonna shine. It's time for 11. It's time for 11 Alive. It's time for 11. It's time for 11 Alive.
Well, bottom half of the 6th inning here at the stadium. Yanks are trailing the Boston Red Sox by a score of 3-0. In the heart of the Yankee batting order, Don Mattingly, to be followed by Dave Winfield, who's on the left side of your screen, and then it'll be Don Baylor. And Mattingly has had his problems tonight with Dennis Oil Can Boyd. The Yankees have had their problems with Mr. Boyd. He has limited them to just 3 base hits, 2 of them coming in the 5th inning, a double by Mike Pagliarulo and a bunt single by Bobby Meacham, but the Yankees unable to get anything across as Ricky Henderson popped up and Willie Randolph lined to right. Mattingly struck out twice by Oil Can Boyd tonight. His 3rd appearance at the plate. Scooter?
All right. Very seldom you see Mattingly strike out once, much less twice in a game. And he ripped up right at the short. Even that one started out, and then little humpback's liner.
Might have broke his bat in that, Scooter.
Yeah, no, that Boyd is unbelievable. They hit it down near the end.
Easy play for Gutierrez. Well, not so easy, because that ball almost died so much on him. He was almost forced to make a short hop and almost got fooled.
All right, Winfield's fly to right and foul to the catcher. What was that?
That was a fastball, first strike, Phil.
You know, this umpire fools you. He puts both hands up.
Plate umpire is Jim Evans.
Foul back. Two of my very good buddies are both in the hospital watching this game tonight. Al Booker, my lifelong golfing friend. And this is not going to cheer him up. And Phil Decter, another one in the hospital. No birthdays. Flying flying to left center field. As soon as I talk about my buddies, we get a hit.
Winfield stroked that one nicely to left center field for his first hit of the night, and the Yankees' 4th base hit of the ball game. And 3 of them coming in the last 2 innings against Oil Can Boyd. Boyd comes in with a fastball, and Winfield just rocks it on the line over Gutierrez's head. And Armas plays it in center field. So the Yankees with a runner on, 1 man out, and Don Baylor now coming to the plate. Winfield leading from first.
Baylor is struck out and fly to left and fouls it off. Strike 1.
When he comes overhand like that, Boyd, that ball's going to drop down on you. That's what he calls the sinking sinker.
And he's got 2 different pitches from over the top. Actually 3. The fastball, he threw that overhand curve and struck out Baylor the first time up.
What sidearm that time?
Yep. 0-2. One man out. 3-0. The Red Sox lead. Bottom of the 6th. Winfield at first. Oh, now that one's gone. If that wind holds that one up, holy cow. I mean, that was a bullet. All right.
Don Baylor got hold of that one and rocked it into the left field seats. And fans, you know what happens every time a Yankee hits a home run. Hey, Don Baylor, this bud's for you. And for Don Baylor, his 2nd home run of the season. Boyd coming 3/4 with what looked like a curveball that hung, and Baylor just rocked it left field. Rice went back. No chance on this one, and the Yankees are back in the ball game. The Sox still lead it 3-2.
Nope, didn't get it. Ken Griffey. And somebody threw liquid refreshment at Evans that time as he went to catch the ball. That time I saw it. 2 men out.
That's silly.
It really is. Evans looking, the umpire looking out there.
That's a great athlete.
They got him.
Okay.
They got the guy.
That's a great athlete trying to do a job.
Watch this now. Nope, couldn't see it. There it is. Yep. And then Evans looks a little late.
You pay for your seat, but you don't have a right to do that.
Nope. Pags fouls it back out of play. He is walked and doubled in the right field corner. There it is. Yankees out hitting the Red Sox, but they trail by a run. Strike 2. All back. You see them duck there behind the screen. We've seen balls go through that screen.
He jam-packs pretty well in that pitch. Scooter.
Yeah, I tell you, every once in a while he throws a good heater up there. A little high with that overhand curve.
It's almost a blooper pitch that time, Phil. You ever hit against Ripsall?
In exhibition games. He was in the National League.
You ever throw you that Ethan's
Oh,
pitch?
yeah. And Pag stays alive. Cy Young, no, just missed him. They hit against Lefty Grove. There's a name.
Yeah, one heck of a pitcher.
Oh.
You tried to hit against Lefty.
Tried. Struck me out. I'll never believe it. 2-2. First time I ever faced him. You know, I'd read about him for so long. I said, this guy's got to be too old to get me. I just looking at 3 pitches right by me.
40, 41. He must have been close to 40 years old,
yeah.
Right, Phil?
3 balls, 2 strikes. So Oil Can was ahead 0-2. Now we got a full count. Red Sox lead 3-2. That's the count, 3-2. Struck him out with a good fastball. But the Yankees pick up 2 runs. And as Spencer Ross going to carry along on the Eastern Airlines scoreboard at the end of 6, Red Sox 3 and the Yankees 2.
Your work's been hard, your journey's been long, but coming home makes it all worthwhile. Then you head for the mountains. Busch. Head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Busch, brewed the natural way for a taste as smooth as its name. Busch.
Head for Busch beer. Head for the mountain. Head for Busch beer.
There's a new game in town. It's called putting the fun back into driving. Introducing the Toyota MR2 sports car, a mid-engine 16-valve fuel-injected playmate designed for the kind of performance that says, look out, here I come. The Toyota MR2. So exciting, it just won Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year. The fun is back.
Citibank introduces your new Citi One account. The one account that
combines checking, savings, and a credit card. It's unbeatable.
Citi One, the one account that
really simplifies my banking. Gives me control.
Citi One, the one account that
comes with a new monthly statement. It's clear, concise, it's terrific.
Your new Citi One account.
The one account I've been asking for.
It's your Citibank.
7th inning here at Yankee Stadium with the Red Sox out in front by a score of 3-2. The Yankees finally getting to Dennis Oil Can Boyd in the bottom half of the 6th inning. A 2-run home run by Don Baylor. And leading it off for the Red Sox as we start the 7th inning, the bottom part of their batting order, starting with the catcher, Rich Gedman, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Bounced into a force play. Meacham to Randolph in the 2nd inning, then popped up to shortstop Bobby Meacham in the 4th. Those 2 at-bats were against Cowley. This one is a fair ball, says first base umpire Nick Brannigan. And a long single down the line for Rich Gedman as Winfield came over and cut it off nicely. Hey, you see Mattingly diving for the ball, unable to come up with it. And Winfield makes a good play coming over, holding Gedman to a long single. Of course, Gedman's got to hit the ball pretty well in order to leg out a single into a 2-base hit. Here's Marty Barrett, the second baseman. Drove in the Red Sox first run in the 2nd with a sacrifice fly, then fly to center. Red Sox looking to bunt with a 1-run lead. And welcome back to Bill White. Good evening, William.
Yeah, Baylor with his 1,000th run batted in. Got the Yankees back in this ball game in a hurry. Boyd had fooled him with the pitch before, and he came back with the same pitch.
He had fooled him earlier in the ball game too, Bill. He's been fooling a lot of the Yankee hitters tonight. Bunt is on again, taken for a strike.
Take a pitch right down the middle. You think he's supposed to bunt? You think they might put the hit and run on here?
Well, let's see. Got Gedman down at first base.
No.
Bunt is on again, taken down low. Ball 2, 2-1. Randy Latchman down at third base, coaching for the Red Sox. Baylor came into this game with 998 career RBIs. A good spot to come up with the 1,000. Bunt is on again. Shirley has only 1 play to first base. He throws on to Randolph. 1-4 on the sacrifice, and Gedman is moved down to second base. So the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position.
It's a good bunt here. Shirley Didn't even look at second base, went on to first.
With Gedman on the base, you've got to lay down a good bunt. He doesn't move that quickly. Here's the shortstop, Jackie Gutierrez. Perfect 2 for 2 tonight. Single to right and then a single to left. And came on to score what at this point is the game-winning run, as he stole second and went to third on Butch Weiniger's throwing error in the center field. There we see Gedman leading for second base and then scored on Wade Boggs' sacrifice fly. Strike 2 swinging. You know, you wonder, Cowley had control problems at the beginning of the ball game. Psychologically to a pitcher, knowing the day before he's going to pitch. Cowley came to the ballpark today thinking he was going to sit around.
I don't think that bothers Joe. He's a free spirit. It might bother some pitchers.
Fouled away. He had good stuff, though, Bill.
Looked like he had good velocity on the ball. He was throwing the ball past some hitters, and he did a good job with Jim Rice a couple of times. But you can't keep pitching from behind. You give up a run here and a run there. Only 2 of the 3 runs were earned, though. Detroit over Cleveland 4-3. That's a final.
Willie Randolph has the play. Now bobbles it. Not in time. Gutierrez legged it out. It'll go as an error for Willie Randolph. And instead of 2 men out, the Red Sox with runners at first and third and only 1 man away.
And this is, you've got to give Gutierrez a big plus here. It looked like a simple out, but he was really flying down the line as Randolph bobbled the ball. If he had just been taking his time going down the line, it would have been a sure out. But he was flying down the line, and he just beat the throw. That would be an error on Randolph.
And a good call by Nick Bremigan, because as the replay showed, yes, indeed, he did leg it out. So the top of the order now, and Wade Boggs, who is 0 for 2, drove in a run in the 5th inning on a sacrifice fly. He walked in the 1st, fly to left, and then fly to left in the 5th. Down low, ball 2, 2-0. Gedman leading from third. Gutierrez from first. So 1-run Boston lead, 3-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Up high, ball 3, 3-0. So Shirley within 1 pitch of loading the bases here. Yankee infield at double play depth. Inside, ball 4. So Boggs walks on 4 straight pitches, and the bases are loaded. Boggs at first, Gutierrez at second, and Gedman at third. And Mark Conner, the Yankee pitching coach, makes a walk out to the mound.
Well, Murray just got up to start throwing. There's Dale Murray. I'm not sure that he's going to be ready during this visit to the mound. So I think that unless he can get ready in a hurry, Connors will go back and let Shirley pitch to the right-handed hitter, Dwight Evans.
Bases loaded. Gedman opened the inning with a single, was sacrificed by Barrett, then an error by Randolph on Gutierrez, and then Boggs walked, and here is Dwight Evans. 0 for 2. Walked, struck out swinging, and bounced to second. Can't quite tell what that call was. It was a ball. Plate umpire Jim Evans does have a unique way of making his signals, Bill.
Well, he takes his time and then runs the left hand up.
That one's down low also, 2-0.
Shirley's trying to get a ground ball by keeping the ball down. Unfortunately, this is the American League, and that's a ball. Now he's way behind in the count to Dwight Evans. Trying to throw a little sinker for Evans to hit the ball on the ground.
Here's the 2-0 pitch up high. And Shirley now within one pitch of walking home a run.
And within one pitch of getting an early shower, too, I believe, with Jim Rice on deck.
Here's the 3-0. That's a strike. Up high, and a run will score on the base on balls to Dwight Evans. Rich Gedman comes in with the 4th run of the ball game for the Red Sox, and Evans will get an RBI. Boggs moves down to second. Bob Shirley. The error didn't help, but Shirley has dug this one himself. And here is Jim Rice with Dale Murray still working in the Yankee bullpen. Strike one call came with a fastball. Wind is blowing. It's tough to tell just where it's blowing. Some of those flags blowing to the left, some blowing to the right, some of them blowing in. It's a swirling wind up there. Well, Shirley's ahead of Rice now 0-2. Just inside, ball one. Came with a fastball. And it's a 1-2 count. Could be two. Pagliarulo to Mattingly. The double play. Pagliarulo tags third, throws on to Mattingly for the inning-ending double play for the Red Sox. Here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 run, 1 hit. There were 2 men left. 1 Yankee error through 6 1/2. It's 4-2 Boston, and we're now going to pause for station identification.
Sending these parts to all parts of the country overnight was costing me a fortune until I switched my overnight express to Pendulator Courier.
Purelator Courier.
Right. I save plenty in the long run, up to 39% in the short run with Populator Courier.
Purelator Courier.
Huh?
People remember Purelator Courier's low prices and great service, but they have a little trouble with their name.
Thanks, Percolator.
Purelator!
If you want to save money and get great service, remember Purelator Courier.
WPIX, New York.
Welcome to Con Edison's Conservation Center at 42nd Street and Lexington Avenue.
Wow!
An exciting exhibit filled with energy-saving and money-saving ideas, plus answers.
You can buy this at
Have fun while discovering simple, helpful ways to save energy, which will save you money around your home or apartment.
I should have come here sooner.
Visit the Con Edison Conservation Center in the Chrysler Building at 42nd and Lexington. It's something we all have to do.
Yankee tradition, built with 22 world championships. Yankee history, written by legends like Ruth, Garrick, DiMaggio, Mantle. Yankee pride. It comes every time a man puts on Yankee pinstripes. And now Yankee excitement explodes every time the 1985 Yankees take the field. Winfield, Righetti, Guidry, Mattingly. New York stars in stripes are flying again. Call these numbers for ticket information and come on out.
Well, May 5th, the Citibank Yankee Umbrella Day. All fans attending the Yankee Kansas City Royal game on Sunday afternoon, May 5th, will receive a blue and white Yankee umbrella, compliments of Citibank. Spencer?
Okay, Bill, bottom of the 7th. Yanks down 4-2, and Butch Weiniger swinging at the first pitch, popping it up. This is Bill Buckner, and there's 1 man away. Weininger now 0 for 3 in the ball game. Second time Buckner has retired him, once in a ground ball back in the second inning. And the shortstop Bobby Meacham comes to the plate. Meacham a perfect 2 for 2 in this ball game.
Well, this time Boggs was short enough for him. Meacham bunted for a base hit his last time up. Boggs is well in on the grass for this at bat.
Ricky Henderson trying to keep warm.
Keep his ears warm. Maybe some fans are down there giving him some heat for going 0 for 3 and popping up with a runner at third in the 5th inning.
2-0 pitch up high, ball 3. Meacham batting lefty this season is now 8 for 15. He's over 500. Overall, his average now up to 324, but he's hitting only 3 for 19 batting right-handed. Now he takes a strike. Well, Meacham has walked. And Ricky Henderson will get a 4th at bat here. As Bill mentioned, he is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He popped to third, bounced to third, and then popped up to the first baseman, Bill Buckner, with runners at first and third in the 5th inning. There was only 1 out when Henderson came up, and the Yankees were unable to score. Yanks have left 5 runners on base this evening. There is Meacham leading from first. Ball 1. Some action down in the Red Sox bullpen.
It's Bobby Ojeda, the left-hander, and Bob Stanley, the right-hander.
Ricky Henderson has his first New York Yankee base hit. And Jim Rice throws it back to the infield. Henderson is out at first. Meacham holding at second, and the Yankees have the tying runs on bases. And the go-ahead run coming to the plate.
We watch Henderson with his base hit in front of Rice again. Jim gets over quickly to keep that ball from going into the corner. Takes a nice hop for him and stops for him as we watch Henderson again from another angle. Keeps the weight back and rips the ball into left field. And that's, as Spencer Ross said, his first base hit as a Yankee. And while we're watching this replay, John McNamara is out on the mound. As we see Yankee runners at first and second. Good speed on the base pass, Meacham and Henderson. And he's already made the sign, McNamara. He wants a new pitcher, and it'll be the right-hander Bob Stanley to come on, replacing Oil Can Boyd.
Okay, so while the pitching change is being made, let's take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for the following message.
Out here, a thunderstorm rolls in fast. Sometimes too fast. And when they're taken care of, it's your turn. Push. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream. For a taste as smooth as its name. Push. Head for Busch Beer. Head for the mountains.
Great news. More Toyota values on the way. A new shipment of America's #1 selling import cars and trucks will be arriving at your Toyota dealer shortly. Right now, he knows the exact models, colors, and options coming in, and you can put your name on one of them. You'll be driving your new Toyota home soon. Toyota value has always been worth waiting for. Now you don't have to. The Toyotas are coming. The Toyotas are coming. Come on in and see your dealer and make your deal today.
He's been called the most complete player in baseball. 6 feet 6 inches tall, 220 pounds, with an arm like a rifle. Dave Winfield, named to the All-Star team for 8 consecutive years, winner of 3 straight Gold Gloves, and last year batted .340. 1984 was Dave Winfield's finest season as a Yankee, and 1985 looks even better. Yankee Baseball. Catch it on Channel 11.
Well, Dennis Boyd leaves. Bob Stanley comes on. Boyd pitched 6 in the 3rd innings, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits, walked 3, struck out 4. And, of course, the 2 Yankee runners on, Meacham at second and Henderson at first base. They are the responsibility of Dennis Boyd. We look at Stanley's record. 1 loss so far this year. Low ERA, 1.84, and he'll be pitching to Willie Randolph, Spencer.
Okay, he pitched twice against the Yankees in that opening series at Fenway. 5 innings, gave up 3 hits and no runs. And here is Willie Randolph. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Walk, bounce to the pitcher, and then fly to right. Inside, ball 1. Well, check it. He called that a strike as we check out the Red Sox dugout. Strike 2 called in the inside corner. Meacham down at second. He walked after 1 man was away, and then Ricky Henderson followed with his first Yankee base hit to left field. Oh, 2 pitch. Could be 2, but a good slide at second base by Henderson. Ball was hit a little bit slow. Gutierrez flipping it over to Barrett at second for the force out. So there are 2 men away.
And Gutierrez makes the right play here. A lot of shortstops would have made the play on to first base, but Gutierrez wants to keep that tying run off second. So he flips the ball back to Marty Barrett. And Henderson puts a little roll on Barrett to make sure he doesn't try to complete the double play.
So Randolph reaches on the fielder's choice. Meacham is down at third. There are now 2 men away, and Don Mattingly takes outside for a ball. Mattingly had problems with Oil Can Boyd, struck out twice, and then lined to the shortstop Gutierrez in the 6th inning. So he's 0 for 3. Rice cuts it off, and Randolph scurries back to second as Don Mattingly has driven home Bobby Meacham to make it a 4-3 ball game.
That's where that Gutierrez going behind him to second base was very important for the Red Sox as Mattingly slices this ball into left center field. That would have scored 2 runs had Gutierrez decided to play it safe and go on the first base and just get Randolph rather than go to second, throw behind him to get Henderson.
So Meacham has scored. Randolph is down at second, and Mattingly on at first, and Big Dave Winfield comes to the plate.
Both bullpens are busy.
Yankees within 1, trailing 4-3. Winfield takes a strike call from Bob Stanley. Yankees fell behind early in this one, 3-0. Don Baylor's 2-run homer in the 6th made it 3-2. Red Sox came up with 1 in the top of the 7th, and the Yanks have battled back. And now with 2 outs, Winfield takes strike 2 call. Winfield tried to lay off that pitch, thought it was up high, but it goes as a strike. So Stanley is ahead of Winfield. Mattingly at first, Randolph at second. 2 men are away. Yankees trail 4-3. Down low, ball 1, 1-2. Stanley on in relief of Dennis Oil Can Boyd, who went 6 in the 3rd inning. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Winfield goes down swinging. The Yankees come up with 1 run on 2 base hits. There were no Boston errors, and the Yankees leave 2. We've gone 7. It's Boston 4, the New York Yankees 3.
Introducing the amazing Minolta Maxim, the world's easiest SLR, because it alone has built-in automatic focusing. Look, Maxim's autofocus lets you get perfect shots before others can even focus. Change lenses. Maxim again gets the shots that used to get away.
Only the human eye focuses faster.
Minolta Maxim.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
All you gotta do is smell the morning, splash on Old Spice. Now you're moving, isn't it nice? Up and at 'em, don't think twice. Pour out a handful, splash on some spice.
Nobody sends more guys out there alive and awake than unmistakably masculine Old Spice.
Now you're moving, don't think twice. Splash on the feeling, splash on some spice.
When you take one of these things up, you've got a crew to help. When it comes to my car or truck, I do the work myself. In 40 years, AC spark plugs have never let me down. And with today's technology, AC fire ring spark plugs are engineered to give you up to 30,000 miles reliable performance. Never wait for trouble. Go with AC fire ring spark plugs.
Now get rebates on AC spark plugs. Call 1-800-AC-DELCO for a participating dealer.
8th inning here at the stadium. More than 25,000 on hand to see the opening game of this 3-game series, which will continue tomorrow night. Ron Guidry scheduled to pitch against Al Nipper, and leading it off for the Red Sox is the designated hitter Mike Easler, whose home run is the difference in this ball game. Easler bounced into a double play in the 1st inning, homered to right off Joe Cowley in the 3rd, and then bounced to short. Goes 1-1. Checked down with the 3rd base umpire, Dan Morrison. He said Easler did not go around. Left field. Long run. Ken Griffey. He dropped the ball. And now Meacham comes up with it. Griffey, who's made some beautiful plays in the field in the early going this season, seemed to have a beat on it, and then it just looked like he took his eye off the ball.
I don't know if he took his eye off or not, Spencer. The wind might have taken it. He should have had the ball. But the ball hit the glove and bounced out, and that'll probably be a 2-base error on Griffey. Here, he is there. Like the ball might have came back on. It'll be an error on Ken Griffey. A 2-base error.
That's the Yankees' 3rd error of the ball game, and the first 2 cost them. Meacham. He'll hold the runner. 1 away.
Here's the ball again to Meacham. He makes sure the runner stays and flips the ball sidearm. Mattingly makes the play easily.
So Tony Armas is retired. 1 man away here in the top of the 8th inning. 4-3 Boston. And the first baseman, Bill Buckner. He's 0 for 2. He walked, bounced to second, and took a called 3rd strike in the 6th inning. Bob Shirley's only strikeout. This could be playable. Meacham running out of room. He got the ball. Bobby Meacham leaned up against the tarp, kept his eye on the baseball, and put it away.
Boy, this is a fine play. This is a shortstop going all the way in there. Somehow, as a fan missed the ball, Meacham came out with it. That's a big play. An excellent play by Bobby Meacham.
So Meacham makes it 2 outs on a fine catch down the line. Thanks to the inadequacy of the fans sitting over there. He just completely missed that one. And Bobby did not. And here's the catch of Rich Gedman. That's a strike. Gedman singled, scored a run in the 7th inning. The Red Sox 4th run of the ball game. And there you see the score, 4-3 Boston. Breaks outside for a ball, 1-1. Easler leading from second. Strike two.
Hey, Gedman's already got his hip open. It's hard for him to get to the ball away, especially with Shirley coming sidearm. Now, if Shirley makes a mistake and gets the ball inside, Gedman has a better shot at hitting it. See, that hip's already open.
He comes outside again, too far, 2-2.
I think Weiniger probably sees that. He won't give him anything inside.
That's strike three. As Gedman just threw his bat at the ball. Shirley's second strikeout. The Red Sox, no runs, no hits. There was one Yankee error, one man left. Through 7.5. It's still Boston 4 and the Yankees 3.
The best way to tackle a hot job is to get right down to it. And when you can stand tall, you head for the mountains. Whoosh. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream. For a taste as smooth as its name. Bush. Head for Bush beer. Head for the mountains.
I found a place where we can put up a cabin.
I'd like to see it.
When you've got to go places where the road comes later, whistle for the 1985 Toyota 4x4. The most powerful small truck ever built, with the highest running ground clearance of any small 4x4. No wonder it's the best-selling small 4x4 in America.
They plan to put a road in?
You care?
The Key to Rebecca premieres April 29th on Channel 11.
Well, the best way to enjoy a Yankee broadcast is to have a copy of the 1985 Yankee Information Guide handy. This guide is the same handbook used by the professional broadcasters, writers, scouts, and executives who cover the Yankees for a living. The cover features American League batting champion Don Mattingly, and the guide is loaded with more than 150 pages of stats, facts, records, and trivia about the Yankees and each of their Major League farm players. Copies of the 1985 Yankee Information Guide are available by mail.
Okay, here's Don Baylor to lead it off against Bob Stanley in the bottom of the 8th inning. Baylor's 2-run home run got the Yankees on the board in the 6th. For Baylor, career RBIs 999 and 1,000.
If you want that information guide, send $6, check or money order to the information guide, care of Director Publications, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York 10451.
1-0 pitch swung on and fouled away at the plate. Count goes even, 1-1. There you see Stanley blowing on his hands. There is a certain point when the temperature reaches a certain point where that is permissible.
Obviously, the umpire's letting them do it out on the mound. Normally, they have to go out away from the dirt part, get off that circle and go to their blow on their fingers or go to the mouth. But the umpires are obviously allowing them to do it.
Because he most certainly is. Got a 1-2 count now on Don Baylor. Bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Boston. Two and two. Baylor's 3 previous at-bats against Oil Can Boyd struck out, fly to left, and the 2-run home run. 2-2 pitch fouled away.
The difference in the way Stanley's pitching Baylor and the way he pitched Winfield. He threw the sinker down and in on Winfield, and he's throwing the slider away from Baylor. I thought perhaps he's shown Baylor a lot of pitches out there. He might come in and try to get that sinker to sink in on his fist.
Well, let's see what he does here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Rocked left field, but it's foul.
I think you better go back away again.
Yes.
When you come inside, you always run the danger of, especially to a guy getting the ball as hard as Baylor, you always have the danger of not getting it in far enough and getting in trouble.
And if you don't get it in far enough, like right there, that one could have been out of the ballpark.
We'll go back away now with the slider. Look at it. Look at Gedman getting out there.
Rocked the second baseman. Barrett, though, throws on to Buckner for the out. So he kept it away from Baylor, who went with the pitch and lined it to Barrett. 4-3 on the putout, and there's one man away. Here's Ken Griffey, who has kept Dwight Evans busy, flying out to the right fielder on all 3 at-bats. Outside for a ball.
Oh, Griffey has flirted with home runs all 3 at-bats. He just hasn't gotten his body into the ball.
That one breaks in for a strike, 1-1. Raining in Chicago, where we will be Friday night. Yankees open up a weekend series there. That's outside, 2-1.
It's also raining in St. Louis. The Cardinals are leading the Mets 2-0. It isn't raining in Minnesota.
No, even if it is, it doesn't matter, huh?
We had one rain out at the Astrodome one year.
That's right. That was a torrid rainstorm that they don't get much rain out there, and the ground gets so hard that the rain can come down so quickly the ground cannot absorb it. This one outside, and Ken Griffey has walked, and the Yankees have the tying run on base here in the bottom of the 8th inning with one man away. Mike Pagliarulo coming to the plate now. He is 1 for 2. He walked, double to right, and then struck out swinging.
Bobby Ojeda still warming behind Bob Stanley.
Pagliarulo takes outside for a ball, 1-0.
And Dave Righetti loosening up again for the Yankees. This is the second inning he's been up.
Red Sox 4 runs, 5 hits. Yankees 3 runs, 7 hits. That's outside, 2-0. Stanley in 14 innings plus this season, as we check Gene Michael down the line, has walked only 2 batters. And now he has walked his 3rd here in the 8th inning. Couple of National League Finals, 2-0 pitch. Got the green light, did Bags, and he fouled it away, 2-1. Game time temperature here was 57. So it's a lot cooler than that right now. That Met game, rain delay in the 3rd inning.
Tied now 2-2.
And Chicago out in front of Pittsburgh. 2-1 pitch to Pagliarulo. Outside, ball 3.
Here, Pags is going to learn how to be. He's got to learn how to be selective. He wasn't very selective on that 2-ball, no-strike pitch. Now it's 3-1. He's got to have his pitch here.
Griffey leading from first, 3-1 pitch. He took it outside. He was pretty selective there, Bill.
Good eye.
Ball 4. Stanley has walked back-to-back batters, and the tying run is in scoring position down at second base. And catcher Butch Weiniger comes to the plate. Weiniger hit one pretty well to right field back in the 5th inning. Ed Evans hauled in. He also grounded out to Buckner and popped out to Buckner, and we may be getting a pitching change here for the Boston Red Sox.
That's the pitching coach, Bill Fisher, out there talking to Stanley.
Yeah, looks like he's going to stay with him. So Bob Stanley, after getting Baylor for the first out of this inning has walked back-to-back batters, one in a 3-2 count, one in a 3-1 count. And now Butch Weiniger 0 for 3 comes to the plate. Red Sox lead 4-3. Outside, ball 1. Griffey down at second. Mike Pagliarulo at first. Down low, ball 2. Goes to 3-0.
Well, Bob Stanley working away from everybody, and he's just simply missing. And on the last couple, he missed badly as John McNamara is getting a little bit nervous. The Yankees are getting a little antsy over their bullpen. Billy Sample picked up a bat thinking perhaps that McNamara might go out and bring on the left-hander Bobby Ojeda.
Count is 3-0 to Butch Weiniger. There is one out. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 4-3 Boston. And there's strike 1 call.
Oh, he's still on the outside corner. You don't give yourself too much room out there.
Ron Hasse was in the on-deck circle as a potential pinch hitter, but Bobby Meacham has come back out. 3-1 pitch, rocked right field. That's going to tie the ball game up. Evans will play it off the wall. Griffey will score. Weiniger delays, then moves into second as Pagliarulo reaches third, and we got a tie ball game.
Oh, Butch Weiniger coming through, and they'll probably give him a double. Barrett got the relay and just held on to it. Here's again, ball is away from Weiniger. And it's a base hit that skips past the right fielder, Dwight Evans. And he'll come up throwing to Barrett. Griffey scored easily. Pagliarulo went on the third base. And they had Weiniger hung up here. Then Butch went on into second base when Barrett held onto the baseball. Now it looks like the Sox are going to bring their infield in and pitch to Meacham. As we watch that play again. Evans played the carom perfectly. Got a good throw into Barrett. Barrett just simply held on to the baseball and allowed Weiniger to go on to second base after Butch had stopped between first and second.
So a break for the Yankees, and they're going to walk Bobby Meacham intentionally to load the bases and put the force on at every base and set up a potential double play. There will be bases loaded. And what a moment for Ricky Henderson in his first Yankee ballgame.
Well, I think knowing Henderson's speed, Spencer, they're going to want to pop up for a strikeout because he very seldom bounces into a double play. I guess McNamara feels that he can strike out Henderson a little easier than he can strike out Meacham.
So the bases are full of Yankees. Pagliarulo at third, Weiniger at second, Meacham at first, and here is Ricky Henderson.
And they're going to play the infield halfway, so what he's looking for is a ground ball right at one of his infielders, and they'll go home for the force. Everybody around the both Sox infield is in. They know they can't turn the double play.
Good play. Could be 2 to Barrett, and they double him up.
Who said they couldn't turn a double play?
Oh, had to hit that ball as hard as he did, and a good play by Gutierrez, who came up with it, said, look what I got, through to Barrett for 1, over to Buckner for the double play, 6-4-3 to retire the side. For the Yankees, 1 run on 1 base hit. There were no errors, and there were 2 men left. We've gone 8. We're tied at 4-4 on the Citibank scoreboard. At the end of the 8th, it's 4-4.
They say the best ones are the hard ones. These you don't break. You try to reach an agreement. And when you do, you head for the mountains. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream, for a taste as smooth as its name. Head for Bush beer.
For the mountain.
While most air freight companies spend the day on the ground, racing to pick up small packages so they can deliver them overnight, someone is already delivering them the same day. Eastern Airlines. Eastern Sprint service guarantees you small package delivery to over 90 cities the same day, or you don't pay. The guys who fly by night can't do that. Eastern Sprint, when it definitely, unquestionably has to be there today.
The man, Henry Tillman. The mission?
Come up with the big idea. The way to tell New York that what they're looking for is right here. Ratings are up. Channel 11's got blockbuster movies. Everyone's favorite comedies. We've got news. And even Yankee baseball. But in a city full of big ideas. Where do I, Henry Tillman, find the one that will tell New York that Channel 11 is bigger and better than ever?
Participating advertisers in New York Yankee Baseball are your Tri-State Dodge dealers who invite you to test drive Portrait in Motion, the 1985 Dodge Lancer. Bush Beer, the beer with the taste as smooth as its name. The people of Eastern Airlines, charter air carrier of the New York Yankees. They earn their wings every day. Citibank, when you bank at Citibank, it's your city. Toyota reminds you to buckle up and use child safety seats. It's a good feeling. And by the New York Yankees.
Bottom of the 8th, top of the 9th inning now. Marty Barrett leading it off for the Red Sox. The count is 0-1. Barrett's 0 for 2 and the 0 for 1 in the ballgame officially. And he should be 0 for 2, but Bobby Meacham bobbles it, and the Yankees have their 4th error of the ballgame. I'll check it. They call it a base hit.
No, E6.
E6, did he say? I thought he said base hit.
There's a ball right to Meacham. There's no way. I don't think they can give a base hit. Right there comes up. Meacham, the ball sort of sunk on him. He didn't stay with it and lost it behind him.
Well, Shirley got in trouble on a Ken Griffey 2-base error in the top of the 8th and then retired the side. And now the lead runner on for the Red Sox, Marty Barrett, and the shortstop, Jackie Gutierrez, and a good bunt. Shirley with one play over to Randolph. And the sacrifice works, 1-4.
Well, the big play in this ball game so far, the double play, I never thought they could make off Ricky Henderson.
He hit that ball so hard.
Even with the infield in, normally you can't get the double play from that position, but Barrett got over there quickly, and they turned to. As Barrett goes out, he probably wants Righetti here to pitch to Boggs. There's one down, and the go-ahead run here in the 9th inning is down at second base, and I think Yogi wants a little more speed. He wants to see if he can get Boggs on a strikeout, and he's made the sign he wants Dave Righetti. So surely this is not of his making. Meacham bobbled the ground ball off the bat of Barrett, and then the Red Sox went for the sacrifice. It just as easily be 2 outs, nobody on. Shirley still in the ball game, but because of the boot and the tying run down at second, or the go-ahead run down at second, Barrett has to bring on Righetti and hope for the strikeout on Boggs. Boggs is not an easy man to fan.
That's the 3rd error the Yankees have made behind Shirley, who gave up only 1 base hit in 3 1/3 innings. And one of those errors resulting in a run.
Now the Yankees have played. They've made some cutoffs, some excellent cutoff plays, and they've done a good job in left field with Ken Griffey on a couple of tough plays. But they're making too many errors. They're still making an awful lot of errors, and especially around the infield, that'll hurt you.
Well, it hurt them in that 7th inning when the Red Sox scored a run. The error by Willie Randolph setting it up. And here's Dave Righetti coming on now for the Yankees in the 9th inning. There's one man out. Marty Barrett is down at second, and Wade Boggs will be the batter.
Shirley gave up just 1 hit. He struck out 2 and walked 2. But as you mentioned, he was hurt by 3 years.
And the run he gave up was unearned.
Yeah.
So here's Righetti. Yankees have won 5 ball games this year. Righetti has been a part of all of them. 4 saves and a victory. And for Righetti, this is 7th appearance of the year. Yankee outfield, Griffey, Henderson, and Winfield. Ricky Henderson, you can see his left foot on the right side of your screen, heavily bandaged from that sprained ankle. He got... It's a pretty wealthy outfield out there, Mr. White.
About $5 million worth out there.
Had a few dollars right here, Mr. Righetti. So the Yankees in a 4-4 ball game. We're in the 9th inning. Opening game of this 3-game series against the Boston Red Sox. It will continue tomorrow night. And here is Wade Boggs. Boggs officially 0 for 1. He walked twice, had a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning, and he flied to left. A lifetime .322 hitter against the Yankees. Boggs is hitting .280 on the season. And the fastball is in. Strike one called. Outside corner, strike 2. You mentioned, Billy, he's a tough man to strike out. In 625 at-bats last year, Wade Boggs struck out only 44 times. It's about, I guess, 1 out of every 15. How's that, man? Fair, huh? Fair. 1 and 2.
Righetti in 603 times at bat, or 605, struck out just 33 times, so they both get the bet on the ball. Obviously, Righetti would like to get the K here, or maybe get the out for sure.
There's 1 man away. We're in the 9th inning. Tied at 4. And Boggs fouls this one away to the left. Count holds 1 and 2. White Evans in the on-deck circle. Up high. Butch had a little problem with it. Count goes even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. That is Marty Barrett down at second base for the Red Sox. He reached on the Yanks' 4th error of the evening. Bobby Meacham picking it up and moved to second on a sacrifice by Gutierrez. Strike 3, swinging. So Righetti got him with kind of a half swing and a good fastball.
Ball will tail away from Boggs just a little bit, and it's low and on the outside part of the plate. Wade just can't go out there and get it. See him lean for it. He never could get his body out to charge the ball, and so Righetti slipped it by him.
So there are 2 men away, and the dangerous Dwight Evans. Evans 0 for 2. He walked twice, struck out, and bounced to second. It's ball 1 down low. Barrett leading from second. That's up high, ball 2. Dwight Evans' second walk of the night came with the bases loaded. Bob Shirley walked him home. That was an unearned run in the 7th inning, set up on the error by Willie Randolph. 2-0 pitch. Inside, ball 3. There's big number 14, the new captain of the Red Sox, the first since Carl Yastrzemski, Jim Rice. Righetti pitching 3-0. 3-1.
You'd like to get out of this inning without having to pitch to Rice.
Like to get out of this night without having to pitch to Rice. We get to the bottom of the ninth. This one fouled away.
Well, the players have a phrase, he's due. And Rice is 0 for 4 in the game. He struck out twice. You know, he's going to, if he does get a shot here, he's going to be bearing down.
The crowd responds. Barrett leads from second. 3-2 the count. 2 men out. Top of the ninth. Tied at 4. Strike 3, swinging, and Righetti gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 Yankee error, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. We're all tied. The Red Sox 4 and the Yankees 4.
Coming up after the game, new charges that New York City police tortured suspects with stun guns. The city's medical examiner, Elliot Gross, is cleared of wrongdoing. A showdown vote is scheduled tonight over U.S. aid for Nicaraguan rebels. Former U.S. Senator Sam Ervin is dead. We'll talk live with 2 Vietnam vets who have helped organize a special New York Vietnam memorial. Jerry will have highlights of the Islanders, Yanks, and Mets.
Hey, Pete. Going to town with us? Nah, go ahead. Think you had a little trouble. Oh, we can take care of it.
A day off is something real special, but so's a good neighbor.
Going into town with us, Pete?
Bush. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream, for a taste as smooth as its name. Bush.
Head for Bush beer.
Head for the mountains. It's right for movies, and you planned a special time. The mood is light, it's growing bright. You know it's time now for 11 Alive. Together we can catch the stars. Together we're gonna shine. It's time for 11. It's time for 11 Alive. It's time for 11. It's time for 11 Alive.
Bottom half of the ninth inning. We're tied at 4, and Willie Randolph leads it off for the New York Yankees. Willie's 0 for 3 in the ball game and takes the first pitch in for a strike. He walked, bounced to the pitcher, flied to right, and hit into a fielder's choice. That's strike 2 call. Hit the inside corner. Willie didn't think so. Randolph back after missing the weekend with an intestinal virus.
Kidman did a good job of bringing that ball into the strike zone as he caught it. He not only, I think, stole that pitch high, but also inside.
Here's the 0-2 to Willie. Did he hold up? Did not, said first base umpire Nick Bremigan. So Randolph is out on 3 pitches, 2 which he did not like. Is that an editorial?
Yeah. Pitch looked like a good pitch, but I don't think he swung, but it looked like it might have got the inside part of the plate.
Well, here's Mattingly now. Handcuffed by Oil Can Boyd, who struck him out twice. He singled to left in the 7th inning and drove home a run. So Mattingly is 1 for 4 in the ball game. Outside, ball 1. Stanley's not taking much time. Outside, ball 2. Stanley had some control problems in the 8th inning. He walked 3 batters, 1 of them intentional, but consistently got behind the batters. Popped up the shortstop, Gutierrez. And there are 2 men out here in the 9th inning.
Last time up, Stanley struck out Winfield with a sinker down and in. I wonder if he will flirt with him in there here. Possibility of a home run.
Winfield, they had one base hit, came in that 6th inning. He flied to right, popped to the catcher, and Stanley did strike him out in the 7th. 4-4 ball game. Red Sox jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. Don Baylor's 2-run homer made it 3-2. And we're tied now at 4.
They're going to stay inside with him.
And it is hit to left field. Jim Rice, long run. We're going extra innings for the Yankees in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Nothing across and through 9 full innings of play here at the stadium. It's the Red Sox 4 and the New York Yankees 4.
Recapping the score after scoring here in this ball game, it's 4-4 at the end of 9. Red Sox took a 1-0 lead in the 2nd inning. Armas led off with a single, and he scored on a sacrifice fly by Marty Barrett. And the Red Sox picked up another run in the 3rd, a solo home run by Mike Easler, and the Sox led 2-0. Then in the 5th inning, they added another run to take a 3-0 lead. Yankees got to run 2 runs back in the 6th as Don Baylor hit his 2nd home run of the year with Dave Winfield aboard. It was Baylor's 999th and 1,000th run batted in of the year. And Boston went ahead 4-2 with the run in the 7th. The Yankees got singletons in the 7th and the 8th. In the 7th inning, Don Mattingly singled in Bobby Meacham. And in the 8th inning, Butch Waniger doubled in Ken Griffey. And the Yankees had the Red Sox on the ropes, but who's the best DH in the American League now?
Oh, howdy. He was fooled on that pitch. I don't know how he took it. I'm stalling for time trying to think.
2-2.
I would have to say this guy.